Hey everyone, my name is Dante and welcome back to Story Hub, your hub for the best stories on Reddit. Am I an idiot for telling my girlfriend to shut the frick up after she insulted my sister's thighs? I'm 30 and my 12-year-old sister is living with me right now because mom and pops are vulnerable, so it made more sense for me to care for my sis for the time being. She is a really great kid, and TBH I feel in a lot of ways like she's my own kid because my mom and dad don't speak English, so I kind of had to raise my sis in ways that they couldn't. Hard to explain, but I'm sure anyone with a secondary culture will get what I mean. My mom and dad are great parents, but having an English-speaking person to guide you through shot when you live in an English-speaking country is invaluable. IMO, and my sister trusts me with stuff she won't necessarily trust my parents with. Anyway, my girlfriend was FaceTiming me and my sister walked past in shorts and a t-shirt cause it's hot. My GF waited till my sister had left the area, but not the room, and made a face and said maybe feed her less opus. Her thighs are kinda chunky. I saw red and told her to shut the frick up. Just came out my mouth, and immediately ended the call. My sister is a bit chubby, but FFS who says stuff like that about a 12-year-old girl. Literally, everybody I know has been texting me that I'm a pos boyfriend and that how can I disrespect my GF like that. I am expecting an apology from her, but to my shock everybody is expecting me to apologize. So Reddit, am I an idiot? Not an idiot. 12-year-old girls are incredibly vulnerable to body image issues. You're absolutely right to shut down such comments immediately. Yeah, for me this would be an instant breakup. I would absolutely not be with someone who says something like that. And now, even if she doesn't say it out loud in the future, how can you guarantee that she isn't thinking it or doing any number of subconscious reinforcement of that mindset when you aren't around? Because I can promise your sis might not come to you if your GF says something to her or makes little comments like that to her when you aren't around. Instead, she'll internalize it and it can do lasting damage. Most people who would shame a child and tell you to stop feeding them because of chunky thighs are not someone who will change with a simple conversation. This hints to a deeply different set of personal standards and beliefs. For me, this would be a reason to automatically end any relation with said person. I say you are deaf, not the idiot for telling her to shut the frick up. It's honestly pretty tame to what would have come out of my mouth. Not an idiot. Your GF was out of line, and being a female, she should know how much those snide comments, no matter how well-intentioned, affect you forever. Your sister's self-confidence is more important than your girlfriend's ego. Not an idiot. Who says that about a 12-year-old girl? Your girlfriend sounds like an awful and mean-spirited person. If her friends are all defending her and coming down on you, then she has shitty friends too. Your poor sister. I feel terrible for her. Find a girlfriend who will treat your sister as her own and love her just as you do. Your girlfriend needs to go. Now for the next story. Am I an idiot for giving my ex-wife a large amount of money I won despite the anger of my GF? I recently won a fuck you amount of money. I won't say exactly how much, but it's in the millions. It makes me feel funny even typing. It's enough to change the life of myself and my family. My ex-wife is the mother of my 2 kids. She is an amazing woman and good to the bone. We divorced 6 years ago because I had an affair with my current partner. I was in a low place in my life and I freaked up. She was an incredible pain, but like a freaking saint, she allowed me to still see our kids who mean the world to me. Allowed our divorce to be as pain-free as possible despite the fact that I know she was hurting. She still is close with my parents. She is respectful to me although she refuses to talk to my GF. She was actually the first person I phoned after my mom and pops after I found out I won the lottery. She was pleased with me and joked that I could take the kids on a round trip, and that was that. Nothing else. As soon as I won, I knew I wanted to give her a significant amount. I still love her. She's the mother of my babies, and I feel like this is some small tiny way I can show her that I'm not a complete frick up. She deserves to know that I care despite my mistakes. She also works a shitty job in the public library which pays her peanuts. She would actually be able to pursue her hobbies this way. Give our kids a better life between us. I haven't discussed this with my ex yet, but I have with my parents who strongly agree and my lawyer who was very surprised but on board. Long story short, when I told my GF, she was my livid, screaming that I'm disrespecting her, accusing me of still being in love with my ex-wife. I'm not in love with her. We've both grown apart, but of course I still love her for being an excellent co-parenting partner and mother to my kids. My GF is threatening to break up with me, and I'm feeling incredibly relieved over the threats. I don't plan on changing my plans, but am I an idiot? Not an idiot. If you intended for the money to help out her and your kids, if you only intended to give it to her because you love your ex-wife, then you're a bit of an idiot. Everyone sucks here for making your current girlfriend a plan B. The way she reacted was a little over the top, but to be expected since you are giving money to another woman that you used to be married to. Otherwise, you do have kids to provide for and it's none of her business because you're not married and you don't share the money. Just a question, did she know you had a wife when you had an affair with her? Because if she did, then the whole disrespecting her is a load of bullshit because she did the same thing to your ex-wife. Not an idiot. At the end of the day, you still shared a lot with your ex-wife and that probably intimidates your girlfriend. In my eyes, the girlfriend is being extremely childish in this situation, and the fact that you're feeling relieved about her threats says a lot about you too. Perhaps it's time to reevaluate your relationship and just focus on giving your kids the best lives possible now you've got the means to do so. Not an idiot. The fact that you called her first means you still hold her dear in your heart, and the maturity she showed after you destroyed her makes me understand why. Give her the money you were planning to give her double even. But your GF is a witch if she can't understand that you have kids that deserve to partake of their father's wealth. Also, the fact you haven't married your GF after 6 years together shows how you feel about her. Break up with her and enjoy your money with your real family. Now for the next story. Would I be an idiot by not telling a guy I've been dating for a month that I'm having artificial insemination to be a single mother? Prior to lockdown, I decided to be a single mother by choice. The journey to accepting this has taken 2 years and included counseling and a very thorough plan to ensure I could do this alone. I was happy with my decision, and I was at a good place in life where I realized my desire to be a mother was stronger than looking for a partner, which may or may not happen, and with my fertility declining, I chose to go down this path as a solo woman. Right before I was due to have artificial insemination with donor sperm, the pandemic hit and treatments were canceled. There was no timeline for when things may reopen. For a few days I was devastated as I was so mentally prepared for this, and then I picked myself up and decided to park my plan. After all, I didn't have a choice. I downloaded a dating app out of curiosity and figured that I could still chat to guys and see what happened, without any expectation really. I've been talking with a guy, let's call him G, and it's only been a month, so very early. However, we've met up twice, with a third meeting planned, spoken many times on the phone, and I get a really good feeling from him. For the first time in years, quite frankly, I feel emotionally connected with a man, and it feels completely natural and promising. During this time, my clinic called me to say they have had approval to open, and I wish to go ahead this month with my treatment. I want to be a mother more than ever, so I said yes, and I'm now on medication with my appointment set for next week. While there's no guarantee I'll get pregnant on the first go, I have a conflict in my mind about informing G of my plan. On the one hand, it's at such an early stage of our romance without yet being anything committed that I feel like I'm bringing something up prematurely. On the other hand, I wonder what may happen as time goes on. Am I just delaying the inevitable? Is it deceptive of me not to inform him of something so fundamental in my life? A friend told me that I'd sabotage a potential relationship with him by telling him of this plan right now, and that a man who is really into me will accept me even if I'm pregnant, and that more time is needed for him to really get to know me. But in my mind, I'm wondering if it will piss him off by suddenly saying, "Hey, I'm pregnant." BTW. We've spoken loosely about wanting kids in the future, so I know he'd like a family, but it was a brief, passing comment. I'm also not willing to wait to get into a long-term relationship, and we are far too early on to be thinking about a family together. A month ago, I asked the WBTA for not telling a guy I had only started dating that I had plans to become a single mother. I was scared I'd lose him, but also felt I would be deceiving him by not telling him, thus making the investment in our relationship unfair. The comments were pretty much unanimous in that I'm an idiot, and I needed to tell him, and this validated my decision to go forth and be honest, as nervous as I was. I explained my situation about taking tours to come to this decision, how my fertility clinic had shut due to COVID, which was why I had gone back onto dating apps. I explained how my clinic had reopened after meeting him, and how important it was to me to continue in my journey to become a mother. I knew this was baggage he hadn't expected and that there was every chance he would step away from the situation. Well, he didn't. We're now in a committed relationship and he's been supporting me in my journey. I've had 2 unsuccessful artificial inseminations with donor sperm, my original plan, and we've spoken about having a child together, as early on as it may seem. He told me my honesty made him consider his own future and how he really wants a family someday, and how he has admiration for me being honest about my situation and how he wants to help me fulfill my desires to be a mother, whether with him or with donor sperm. Either way, he wants to be a part of my life. I wanted to provide this update as a positive outcome has come out of being labeled an idiot, and it pushed me to do the right thing, which has in turn meant I have the most understanding and accepting BF. Had I kept this info from him, it would have played on my conscience, as well as most likely have caused him to not trust me. No idiots here. Honestly, this is the most wholesome and amazing update I've read. Congratulations on landing such a genuinely wonderful guy. I hope things work out with you in the future the way you want. Not trying to be an idiot here, but how's this guy's self-esteem? Is he a people pleaser? This made me smile, because initially I wondered if he's desperate to be in a relationship, or just wanting to please everyone. He's a stable guy with a good, steady job, great friends, met some of them, and a solid family, or so it seems. I have not yet met them. I've been looking for red flags and realized maybe there are some good eggs out there. Granted, it's early days and anything could happen. I am mindful of that.